Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is 12-inch PvPenis with a piece of sponsored content from Infinite Galaxy. As you guys know, I have recently quit Rise of Kingdoms. Well, I guess as you guys know or don't know. Anyway, point is, welcome to the stream, Chain Gang. We're about to go through how I made a top alliance in Infinite Galaxy for my second day forward. So, the very first thing I did is I made an account in this game. I grinded through it, and then I realized the nebula I was in was about 3 days old. And so the top alliance was already 50 mil, and I was kind of screwed. So what I did is I immediately looked at that. I saw the pattern on which nebula's released, which is about like once every 3 days at that time. It might be faster or slower now. I looked at that, and I was going to start in a new kingdom. So a couple things to get off the bat is obviously the most important thing when getting your top alliance to the top, such as this. We have our top alliance at 164 mil. Obviously, not the biggest ever, but we have our two alternate alliances. Hey, not sub alliances. They're their own shit. At 4 and 5, and then we have our smallest one. Our smallest one isn't on here anymore, but we're going to recruit another one to make our fourth. So I think 4 full alliances is kind of the sweet spot. But the very first thing you want to make sure that you're doing is making sure your first alliance is the strongest it can be. So the most important thing in your first few days is something I like to call pruning. So essentially, I will go and I will create a, not arbitrary, but like some kind of minimum, right? So when I first start, like maybe it's 100k minimum. In your first day, you can get to about 600 to 800k on your first day as a free-to-play player. So by day 2, your minimum should at minimum be 800k. Anybody who's active and will be playing the game with any kind of longevity will be around 800k. But the very first thing you want to do is fill out your alliance, right? So no apply to join, nothing. You just let everybody join. You just repeatedly spam a recruitment message. So in order to get people in your alliance, this has a very interesting messaging system. So this is forum based. So things that go to the top are things with high rates of engagement, and things that are hot have high rates of engagement. As you guys can see though, it doesn't matter who engages with it. So this guy spams join, you can spam up, you can spam bump. Personally, I spam bump, right? So my topics over here, like 76 of these comments, bump, 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 bump. Just lets everybody know what's going on and that I'm trying to recruit, right? Because optics are basically everything to start out, right? You want the highest power humanly possible. It doesn't actually matter if people are going to stay in the alliance. So you fill out your alliance as fast as possible, and then you start pruning the lowest power, getting them out of the alliance and bringing in higher power over and over and over and over and over. Okay, the way you do this is when somebody joins, especially one that's lower power, you let them know, hey, you might get kicked because your power is too low. As you get higher power, you can rejoin. Sure. Boom, 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 boom. Another thing this does is the way donations work in this game, you can charge your donations outside, come into Alliance, and full drop your donations in. So if you want to bump up your donations early, you can just keep cycling out the inactive players. If somebody's been offline for like 6 to 8 hours, get a new player in there, especially if they're lower power. Obviously, if you find somebody that's pretty high power, you're going to be a little more lax with the way they play. Now, luckily for me, my bigger players are both active, and they both speak English, and they are pretty good players overall. So I really don't have to make a lot of concessions when it comes to my bigger players, but something you have to realize is like a big player is an important resource. It sounds kind of dehumanizing when I say it that way, but like things that they do, you have to put up with unless you are the whale yourself, right? Because you need them. For example, if Interpol left our alliance and went to, let's say, the Russian alliance, or I guess everybody's Russian on the server, but we would be down 12 mil and they would be up 12 mil. And so the gaps between alliances would basically, they wouldn't flip-flop, but they'd be much closer than they were before. So if Interpol were to do some shit, I'd have to make some concessions. Well, it was earlier in the server. At this point, I really don't, because everybody's pretty powerful. But when you're pruning, you have to keep that in relevance, as you move forward. Another thing you have to realize that when you're recruiting, the people that you're recruiting aren't going to be permanent. The vast majority of them won't be. So, like, some people that you prune out might actually be active players, and they'll come back later. They'll always come back if you are at the top. But it's important that you have the people that are the strongest, the fastest. Okay, if somebody's going to be active for 3 days at the start and then never play again, you want to get them at those 3 days, right when the nebula is fresh and they're pushing up. So essentially, that's your opening piece, right? You're recruiting as much as you can, you're pruning as much as you can, and you're not getting attached to these players. Some players will show some level of leadership, and so you might want to R4 them, which is fine. You just have to remember not to make too many concessions for your R4s, because I'm not saying your R4s can be replaced, but they, like any other player, can grow disinterested with the game and put in less work. So number 2 on here is going to be communication. The first thing on communication that is a non-negotiable is Discord. There are people that will not be able to speak English. Okay, that is okay. Okay, if you have them on the Discord and you give them a role to where you message everybody with that role that is in your Discord, it is on them to translate that. Okay, if they want to be in your alliance, which is the top alliance, they should either A, speak English, or B, be willing to translate your at-role pings, right? So if I ping everybody in the PvP alliance and I tell them, hey guys, we're going to be doing a fort level 2 today, or we're going to be doing a Stargate, or maybe we're doing some kind of attack or a defense, or like we just have to be aware. When I put these pings out, they're either getting translated or they're getting read by everybody, okay? And to enter in the Discord, everybody has to agree to a rule set. So the first thing I do is when somebody tries to come into the Discord, or when somebody tries to come into the alliance, I give them the Discord and I say, you have to join this. They join, right? I give them our rule set, they accept, I put them in our chats, and then I let them in the alliance, right? When you first start, not everybody's going to be in the Discord because speed is the most important, right? You're going to be like 44,000 power, and you're going to make your alliance because the most important thing you can do early on is recruitment. However, as you move forward, you're going to need that Discord. You're going to need to obviously organize your times of activity. You're going to need to fill out spreadsheets with how active everybody is. You're going to need people that plan and people that organize everything. So you're going to have to be delegating tasks to your R4s, and everybody is going to have to be in the loop. And the only way you can really do this is by having a messaging app like Discord. I know some people use Line, some people use Telegram, some people use WhatsApp. There are plenty of different apps that you can use. However, Discord is on PC, it's on mobile, it has voice communications, and it's probably the most fluid and versatile of all the apps. If you guys don't already have Discord and you guys are trying to play this game optimally, you better get Discord, right? On top of that, you can join the Discords of different content creators and the official Discord of the game just in case you have any questions. I've asked the people, because I'm new to this game, so before I started making videos, I played the game for a little bit, and I made sure to ask as many questions as humanly possible. I probably annoyed the hell out of them, but it is what it is, guys. You know what I mean? You're here, you want to play it right, you better make sure you don't make any mistakes. So another thing you're going to want to do communication-wise, especially in the Discord, is drop some daily updates, right? So every day, shout out to Crane, my R4 that organizes our events. Every single day, he gets on the Discord and he hits the leadership chat with a message for what he's going to post for the day. He says, hey, is this good? I say, yes, of course, because when does Crane mess up? And then he goes to our family chat. He drops in the full list of what we're going to do. I ping everybody. Everybody looks at it. Everybody knows, or at least they're supposed to know because everybody's on the Discord. If they're ignoring it, bro, that's on them, right? They already agreed to our rules, so they can't break them, and they can see all the events. Then we put the events in, and then we're good to go. Everybody has an idea of what's going on. This is something that a lot of alliances don't have, and a lot of alliances won't have until later in the game's life cycle because a lot of people don't really understand how to play the game because they haven't played many of this genre before. Of course, that doesn't speak for everybody. We have a lot of people who are ex-Rise of Kingdoms players, which was a very, very competitive game compared to this. A lot of people don't know how to compete with them. I was also a Rise of Kingdoms player, as obvious if you've looked at my channel. So the third thing on here is peace. Generally, there are plenty of times where you can run over other alliances by being warmongers. In some situations, that works. However, you don't want people looking down at your kingdom as warmongers. Although, a little war here and then. Shit, if you are a Rise of Kingdoms player, you're fighting out here, okay? However, in games that are brand new, you are trying not to scare off your alliance. So from what I'm aware, migration is coming in soon, but you don't want to have a notoriety about you that you are burning your entire kingdom. Shout out to my boy Fleesh, of course. He's out here smoking up his kingdom. However, that's generally not how you want to go if you don't want your entire kingdom to band up and rise against you. Okay, the very first thing you want to do is establish yourself as a powerhouse that is active in the server. You want to have people that are powerful, you want to have people that are active, and you want people that are communicative. With these three things, you can move forward, and you want to try and find a peaceful solution to basically everything you can. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to take shit from smaller alliances. If somebody hits you in any fashion, you burn them, right? not only do you burn them, you hit up their alliance and you let them know that if they don't let you burn them, you're going to burn all of them. Okay? There's a difference between being a warmonger and taking shit. And you definitely cannot take shit. And if you take shit, you are actually not upholding the peace. You also have to be strong optically, of course, because everything is optics in the beginning. And the fourth thing here is going to be know when to give up. This is obviously like a very, I suppose everything has been very positive as if everything is going to go good for you. However, we all know that no plan survives first contact, and I got very lucky with hopping my first nebula and being able to pop everything well. Now, obviously, I put in a lot of elbow grease, and we worked very hard to keep this kingdom where it is. However, if a mass of Koreans or a lot of Chinese speaking people, of course not mainland China because they can't play the game, hops on and just starts obliterating us because they have a bigger gaming culture than most of us do in the Western world, that's rough, right? Like you're not going to be able to compete with like mass spending Korean or Chinese alliances. With this in mind, if you guys are getting pressured out, don't waste any more time on an alliance that actually cannot function. Okay? If you speak any Korean or you're maybe good with diplomacy with Koreans or Chinese, it is okay to try and team up with them. Just know that if you're trying to rule your galaxy, if you are trying to be in the top alliance, having people that are a threat to you at all times is going to be an issue. And this doesn't just reference to Koreans or Chinese. Obviously, this is a problem with many other people. However, the vast majority of people watching this video aren't going to have the cultural tools to talk to and befriend Korean and Chinese alliances. So with the cultural gap that we have, you could probably team up with some French, some Russians, Germans, right? There are many cultures that are very easily compatible with English speakers, and the Koreans and Chinese are just going to be pretty difficult in general. So just be aware of the threats on your server, and if you are willing to deal with those threats, or if you should just restart. A lot of people talk about some things being easy, and you should not go the easy route. And I'll tell you that if you're going to sacrifice a couple days early on, it's better for a lot of grief later on. So just be aware of when to give up. So if you guys enjoyed this content, hey, be sure to drop a sub, hit that notification button. If you guys want to see me live, I am live every single day on YouTube at Reset00UTC. If you guys want updates for when I go live, or you want to ask me questions about the game or about the videos, you should check out the Discord in the description below. If you guys are watching this right now, I'm actually currently live on YouTube as it is currently Reset. I'll catch you guys later. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.